Only one sport gives you this much action. Only one series packs this much punch. And there's only one place in the world you can get the biggest, the baddest, the roughest, the toughest brawls in professional wrestling. Catch the greatest excitement on television with the sizzling, sensational, bone-crushing action of the Universal Wrestling Federation.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Retro Wrestling with Gene Jackson, and welcome once again to the UWF Fury Cast, episode number 20 of the Fury Cast, where each week we gather around the glowing dumpster fire that was Herb Abrams' Universal Wrestling Federation and try to make sense of all the madness, or at least have a good laugh along the way, which is usually not a problem. I'm Gene Jackson, your tour guide into the land of cocaine-fueled nonsensical booking, non-finishes, mysterious mass jobbers, and power slams delivered by guys who absolutely should not be leaving their feet. Tonight, we're diving into episode 20 of the Fury Hour, also known as the one where 10 men surround the ring with one job, and they didn't manage to do it. We've got Don Muraco. We've got the Power Twins. We've got Captain Lou Albano naming tag teams. And, of course, this week, here it is. We've been waiting for it. Paul, Mr. Wonderful Orndorff versus Dr. Death Steve Williams in the long-awaited Lumberjack match that ends exactly how you know a Herb Abrams match will end. Let's get into it. Now, this show opens with a hype package. It's a UWF hype video. It feels like it was made to be sent out to TV stations to sell the TV show to TV station managers and heads of programming. It's not like a highlight for the people who are already watching the show or who have been following the show. You can clearly tell the intent of this video is just to sell a TV station or maybe even a sponsor on what UWF is, or at least what they're trying to present it to be, I guess I should say. So it feels weird here. I don't know why they're shoehorning it into the beginning of this episode. I could only assume that once they got through editing this episode, they realized they were a few minutes short. So we just plug this in here to fill a few minutes. We get clips of all the stars: Paul Orndorff, Steve Williams, Dan Spivey, the Black Knight, Colonel De Beers. It's basically like a video diary of every dude Herb owed money to that week. My favorite line of this whole video, it says, UWF Wrestling brings it back to the glory days. No frills, no gimmicks. As they literally, at that moment, show a guy on screen hitting someone with a chain. Sure, Herb, that's no frills and no gimmicks right there. Way to illustrate your point. So, right now, let's go to the opening of the show. Before Craig and Bruno could even sit down, we get a promo from Dr. Death Steve Williams.
It's time, minutes away, the Lumberjack match. What are you doing? What are you thinking about right now, Paulie, in the locker room? I guarantee you're thinking about a lot of things. You're thinking about your career. You're thinking about your family. A Lumberjack match, anything's gonna happen. You're gonna have 10, 15, 20 men around the ring. My kind of match. Nobody slips out of a fireman's carry. Nobody slips out of the guillotine. That's right, Polly. It's that time. The Lumberjack match. It's time to end your career.
Craig and Bruno welcome us to the Penta Hotel. They always play this up, and also how it's across the street from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. You know, they could have made that this show's whole gimmick if they had the budget for it. You know, they could have just toured around the country taping television in small non-wrestling venues across the street from famous wrestling arenas. You know, I can just hear Craig DeGeorge trying to sound excited about coming to you from a flea market directly across from the Philadelphia Spectrum, or coming to you from the parking lot of the gas station right across the street from the Omni in Atlanta, where all these great matches happened. But fortunately, we mostly just kept it to the Penta Hotel here. I don't know, maybe he had some kind of deal on using the ballroom for wrestling and getting cheap rates for rooms for the wrestlers. I'm sure either way, he wasn't going to pay it, whether it was a good rate or a steep rate. But folks, this show is all about the Lumberjack match. Orndorff versus Dr. Death. They say there's no running, there's no hiding, there's no escape. There's no way we don't get a clear-cut winner this week. Yeah, right. Bruno even says these guys truly hate each other. And to be fair, this feud does feel like it has a bit of a NWA meets early ECW vibe, where it's two guys that we know are just going to go out there and just beat the shit out of each other, and there's going to be some pretty stiff shots thrown in here. Looking forward to it, to be quite honest. Match number 1, we've got Don Muraco taking on Captain Bad. That's right. Don Muraco still in great shape. He's entertaining. Clearly wondering how the hell he ended up in this Herb Abrams promotion, taking on Captain Bad. Mass dipshit. He looks like a broke-ass luchador that would probably lose a fight against a couch cushion. Muraco doesn't even break a sweat. He hits arm drags, hip tosses, slams, and he's pretty much putting on a clinic this week. Captain Bad's mask at one point get twisted sideways, and now he's totally fucked because he wasn't faring too well when he could actually see. There's no hope for him now, and it doesn't matter because Muraco manages to give him the old pile driver. 1, 2, 3. Muraco's the winner, and hopefully Captain Bad can move on to whatever low-level indie company they found him at. Afterwards, Muraco cuts a promo about the Lumberjack match. He's here to make sure nobody runs, nobody hides, and nobody gets paid if he doesn't get paid. Well, I just threw that in at the end there, but I'm sure it's implied. So now we're announcing the Lumberjacks for the big Lumberjack match. It's actually going to be the second match on the show, folks. You think it would be the last one, but we're going to, I guess, make sure there's plenty of time, although that wasn't a problem since we're putting in time fillers in this episode. We get the list of Lumberjacks, and it looks like this. Cowboy Bob Orton, Cactus Jack, the Power Twins, Larry and David, Tom Brandy, Chris Michaels, Sonny Beach, Wild Thing Steve Ray, and just to make sure we got a little star power, Carmine Albano is here as well. Yay. So here it is. It's upon us. Paul, Mr. Wonderful Orndorff, Dr. Death, Steve Williams, the Lumberjack match. It's finally here, and things start out looking pretty promising if you don't count the fact the ring announcer called them by the wrong names as they entered the ring. But
this first wrestler weighs 250 pounds. From Brandon, Florida, he is Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff.
But look who's in the ring, Williams. They just announced Orndorff, but Williams comes in first.
My apologies. This is Mr. Wonderful. There they go.
Just because the ring announcer don't know who the main event wrestlers are doesn't mean these fans at the Penta Hotel across the street from Madison Square Garden aren't absolutely on fire right now. Dr. Death storms the ring early, like the fans storming the box office after the show wanting a refund. They immediately start beating the hell out of each other, and then Lumberjacks get involved immediately. Whenever Orndorff is tossed out on the Cactus Jack Power Twin side, he gets absolutely mugged. Whenever Dr. Death is tossed out on the Muraco Wet and Wild side, he gets gently placed back into the ring like he's made of glass. Bruno calls out the favoritism. Craig DeGeorge even mentions it. But nonetheless, these guys are here to destroy each other. Mr. Wonderful attempts a figure 4. Dr. Death tackles him like an Oklahoma linebacker because, well, you know, we see backbreakers, we see turnbuckle shots. Steve Williams' eye gets busted open exactly as Bruno predicted, which is really amazing considering on last week's show, Williams' eyebrow was busted before this match even took place. It's almost like these matches from this taping are being shown out of order. Surely not. This is one of the better UWF matches, let's be honest. Stiff, wild, it's believable. We see Orndorff try for a pile driver. Cactus Jack enters the ring uninvited. The referee gets knocked down. John Tolo slides a suitcase into the ring. Dr. Death tries to pile drive Orndorff on said suitcase, but Muraco saves the day, clotheslines Dr. Death to prevent the pile driver. Eventually, the referee wakes up and immediately disqualifies Dr. Death. Having seemingly seen none of this and having no knowledge of what's gone on since he went down for his nap, he immediately wakes up, disqualifies Dr. Death. This is the UWF equivalent of a Shakespearean tragedy, folks. Paul, Mr. Wonderful Orndorff, wins our lumberjack match by disqualification. I thought maybe since it's technically a main event, but they're putting it on second, maybe they were going to break from the norm. But nope. Disqualification in our lumberjack match. The crowd hates it. Orndorff hates it. Bruno Sammartino hates it. And even Craig DeGeorge seems slightly put off by it. So you know it's not a good decision. Post-match promo, Orndorff is fired the fuck up.
Paul Orndorff, again! Something has occurred to prevent you from defeating Steve Williams. What do you want to do about it?
Well, it's obvious to see that these people out here are very upset. I don't like to win a match like that. That's like kissing your mama. There's only one way to settle this, Herb. And I want to ask you and the officials of the UWF to take this challenge to Dr. Death Steve Williams. I want a cage match. That's the only way.
I think the fans should decide that.
Who wants to have a cage match? Let's hear it, baby. Come on. Let's hear it. Come on. Let's hear it. Let's hear it out there. Come on. Let's hear it. Hey, you tell Dr. Death. Anytime, anywhere, I don't care, no referee, it doesn't matter. I want a cage match with him, and we're going to settle this thing once and for all. It was deliberate. You saw what he tried to do to me.
Why don't you tell him?
You're the dead gum president here, ain't you? It's up to you to do that. You tell Dr. Death he deliberately hit the referee. He not only tried to do that, but he tried to permanently put me out of wrestling. Tried to power drive me with a suitcase. You saw what he tried to do, and enough is enough.
Some strong.
Enough is enough. I want a cage match. Winning a match like this is like kissing your mama. I don't think that's the saying, Paul. I mean, I have heard the old saying, wins such as this, it's like kissing your sister, but whatever, dude. All right. Yeah, it's like kissing your mama. It sucks. Whatever. Fans pop huge whenever Orndorff says he wants a cage match, as if putting a UWF match in a cage means you'll actually finally get a clear winner. I mean, if you believe that, suckers, wait and see. Obviously, when we come back from the break, after what we just heard from Orndorff, laying down this challenge and considering everything that's gone on between them and then this brutal match we just saw, we're going to come back from this commercial break, and we're going to hear an angry, screaming promo from Dr. Death Steve Williams about how he's not finished with Mr. Wonderful. He's going to come in. He's going to destroy him. He's going to finish the job he started tonight. Well,
we'll return after these messages.
Hey guys, Ray Russell here. Lots of new stuff happening here at WrestleCopia. If you haven't checked out our website at WrestleCopia.com, it's a great way to keep up with the latest episodes of all of your favorite Copia programming, from the Wrestling Memory Grenade to Regional Wrestling with the Territory Talk, the Wrestling Stoop with the legendary Bob Roop, and of course all of those programs also available at your favorite podcast streaming platforms. And if you want to stay up to date with everything going on in the Copia world, all the latest news, random thoughts, fun videos, pictures, and more, make sure to join the more than 33,000 followers over at Facebook.com/Wrestling Grenade. Don't be left out. And last but definitely not least, it's what keeps the entire machine going. I'm talking about Patreon.com/WrestleCopia. We appreciate your support in helping us pay the bills to keep the WrestleCopia podcast network running and enabling us to continue to bring you all the quality programming that we offer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling, the podcast that's based on the old school but can still help you find the good stuff from today. Jimmy Street and the Plastic Sheik, Jared, are the undisputed tag team champions of the wrestling podcast world. From thought-provoking topics to superstar interviews to action figure expertise. This team does it all, and all they ask is, give me back my pro wrestling. Every other Thursday, wherever you listen to podcasts.
Relive the glory days of Memphis wrestling with the Retro Wrestling Review USWA podcast. Each week, we go back in time to review USWA Championship Wrestling from the 1990s, episode by episode. Join us for watch-alongs, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive interviews with people who were there and lived it. Whether you grew up watching it or you're discovering it for the first time, this podcast is your ringside seat to Memphis wrestling history. It's all a part of the WrestleCopia Podcast Network. Listen now at USWApodcast.com.
Tired of the same boring wrestling podcast? Need something with attitude, chaos, and maybe just a little cussing? That's STSPod.club, and we got it all covered. We've got wrestling weirdness with WTF News Desk, 5-minute time limit, and the Southern Fried Brain of me, BT, steering the whole ship. We also have Rolling Into Mempho every week about the current Memphis wrestling. Interviews, hot takes, and wrestling outrageousness so wild it might get you banned in 12 states. That's right, it's SDSPod.club or search all podcast catchers for Shooting the Shiznit, where wrestling podcasts grow chest hair. Not sure what that meant. Love my mama.
No. Actually, we just get Herb Abrams in a voiceover calmly letting us know Dr. Death has accepted the steel cage match for March 10th. One of the few times it would actually be appropriate for Herb to yell, scream, and be completely over the top. He sounds like he just took a fistful of Quaaludes, which is probably what happened, so that explains that. Then we get the famous Ask the Wrestler segment. This week's fan question goes to John Tolos. Oh, great. I'm always excited whenever John Tolos can get some screen time here.
It's another lucky viewer's chance to hear their question on Ask the Wrestlers. And this one, sent in by Scott Denny of Runnymede, New Jersey, is tonight's pick. Scott asked the Golden Greek John Tolos, what match was his hardest and which one took its toll on him the most during his years as a wrestler?
You know, when you're a great wrestler like I was, Mr. Scott, I'm going to tell you something. All the matches were great, and all the matches were vicious. Even when I was tag teaming with my brother Chris in the 50s and 60s, and even more so when I was doing my singles in the early 60s and 70s. But I'll tell you, my hardest match that took the toll on me, and the greatest match and the greatest feud of all, was Freddie Blassie. When Blassie and I were wrestling in California, especially around the Los Angeles area, that was a feud to end all feuds, and that took a great toll on my body and his body. In fact, our greatest match was at the Coliseum, where 40,000 people witnessed the Golden Greek against Blassie. They were all hard, believe me, Scott, they were all hard, but this was the hardest. Blassie and Tolos in 1971 in Los Angeles at the Los Angeles Coliseum.
You can hear the sincerity in his voice, and it's one of the very few times anything in this promotion has felt real or grounded. And briefly, they somehow managed to suck me back into reality and remind me that, oh yeah, John Tolos at one time wasn't the heatless character he portrays here on the Fury Hour. At one point in California, he was a draw, and he had some major headline feuds out there. Unlike now, where his arch rivals are a barely lucid Lou Albano and a cocktail waitress in a honeybee outfit, Bruce Springsteen was right. John, those glory days do pass us by, huh, Coach? Next up, we're going to see B. Brian Blair taking on the Beast. Say that 3 times fast. The Beast is a masked man who moves around the ring like he's wearing oven mitts on his feet. Blair gives him some shine. Beast showboats, that immediately pays for it. Blair counters. He hits a power slam. He slaps on that shitty excuse for a scorpion he does. And even Bruno makes fun of this Beast guy. As mid-match, he says, maybe we should call him the Lamb. Sure, Bruno. That's cool. get in on the fun. You might as well make jokes. If the show's going to be a joke, you might as well make an attempt at making some jokes yourself. Now it's time for Captain Lou's Corner. And in this segment, we're going to learn where the name Wet and Wild come from and what this tag team name was born out of. Even though we heard them call this team name last week.
Hey out there, wrestling fans, it's Captain Lou Albano, baby, back again this week with the Captain's Corner. Now, you know I've been involved with tag teams for many, many a year. I've had 17 World Tag Team Champions, and perhaps this team coming in could be the greatest tag team of all time. Here they are, Sunny Beach and the Wild Thing.
Woo! You know, we got all the things that you said. We're a little bit crazy and a little bit wet and wild here. But we don't have a name. We don't have a name. We got Wild Thing, and we got the man that he loves surfing and stuff.
I love to surf.
So Wild Surf or, wet.
Well, here you go. Wait a minute, gentlemen. Wet and Wild. That's it.
Wet and Wild? Wet and Wild. We won't get censored, will we? Wet and Wild. That's the... Oh, man.
Well, I believe right out there, fans. We've created a new team. We have Wet and Wild. We got a combined weight of 557 pounds. The men have the size. They've got the wrestling ability. They've got the agility. They've got the strength. They've got the speed. They've definitely got the charisma, baby. They got it all together. They got the colors on. Two American boys, baby. Could be the greatest tag team of all time. And you can take that to the bank because that's Captain Lou, baby.
Take it to the bank.
Telling it to you.
To the bank.
Here they are. Wet and Wild.
Wet and Wild. Coming at you right now. Coming at you live and living color.
Live and in color. Wet and Wild.
I feel so good, so proud, and so fun, and so elated.
All those
things. This team, Wet and Wild. It's Captain Lou, baby. And I'm telling it to you. Watch them in the future. They'll be on your big screen TV. Captain Lou's telling you about it. You saw it first right here on Captain Lou Albano's Corner, baby. Wet and Wild.
Wet and Wild.
557 pounds. So
2850, watch out.
Captain Lou comes up with it. He says, Wet and Wild, that's it, baby. They all celebrate like he just invented the NWO. Well, Captain Lou coined the name a week after they used it on TV. Again, folks, it feels like we're airing a lot of these segments out of order from how they were taped. But let's be honest, who gives a shit, right? Let's go to the next match. The Power Twins. Larry and David taking on Chris Michaels and Tom Brandy. Yes, that Tom Brandy. Salvatore Sincere, the fake patriot. Whatever you know him as best, that's that Johnny Gunn from WCW, which hasn't happened yet at this point. The Power Twins come out with their manager, Rick Golden, a miniature heel manager, think along the lines of Danny DeVito if he had absolutely no talent to speak of whatsoever. He comes out and insults people and acts like he's ready to fight when he's, the third toughest guy of his group, if that. Power Twins destroy Chris Michaels. Brandy tags in for about 3 seconds, and that's about that. Backbreaker and a top rope elbow equals good night.
I'm standing here with these methodical twins. How do I tell these guys apart? And where the hell did you come from?
First of all, you don't have to tell them apart. All you have to know is that collectively, they're the biggest, baddest team in this universe.
Hey, we don't know which one are you? Hey, we don't know. Who are you? I'm Larry. All I know is that we're good. I don't know what methodical means, but we're the best tag team this place has ever seen.
Give me that mental midget and listen up. What you just seen is a small example of what we are capable of doing. Shut up over there. You just shut up. Now we want those two pretty boys, Wet and Wild, the amusement ride. We want them back because we're not finished with them yet. Now listen here, you've seen it tonight, the Braun, the Braves, together, the Power Twins are going to the top. You know what the golden rule is, Herb, don't you? Tell them, Rick. Do unto others before they can do unto us. Here you go, mental midget.
You guys make me sick.
All right, there he was, Rick Golden, and now... Well, apparently we still haven't filled the whole show, so let's go back and show some clips from the Lumberjack match again. Yeah, that's what we're doing, as Craig DeGeorge teases the upcoming cage match. I guess the sales sizzle reel at the top of the show didn't fill enough time, so we're replaying the Lumberjack match. I don't know why, since this wasn't live. I mean, this shit's pre-recorded. Why did you not just arrange this show where the Lumberjack match was at the end of the show as the actual main event? Is it because you knew the finish was shitty and no one was going to be happy and you had to shoehorn the cage match challenge in? Probably. I guess I answered my own question, but I don't know that a power twin squash and a promo from Rick Golden is really how we want to go home either. That ain't exactly going to send them home happy, as they say, but nonetheless, another episode wraps up the UWF Fury Cast, covering UWF Fury Hour episode number 20. We got Chaos, Suitcases, Lumberjacks, Mismatched Jobbers, a tag team born a week later, and a cage match announcement that you just know can't possibly live up to the hype. But we have no choice but to hang our hopes on it. It's truly all we have here in the UWF. Let's just hope Herbie remembers to come up with a steel cage before the next set of tapings. If you enjoyed this show, or if you enjoy hearing me suffer through all the madness, hit that subscribe button and join me next time as we break down episode number 21, where I'm sure we'll finally see some good matches and have a main event with a clear-cut winner. Or perhaps not. Maybe the streak continues. Anyway, this is Gene Jackson signing off, reminding you, as always, I watch this shit so you don't have to. And yeah, I'm looking at you when I say that, Bob Anderson. See you next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, tape traders and territory fans of all ages, if you're looking for the hottest retro wrestling content out there today, then brother, you have just wandered into the right place. I'm AI producer Smokey, your guide, your semi-reliable narrator, but most importantly, your friend, and I'm here to tell you about the retro wrestling archive empire that has taken over the internet one pile driver at a time. First up, we've got the fan favorite Retro Wrestling with Gene Jackson, home of the UWF Fury Cast. That's right, it's the one and only Herb Abrams, baby. Where else are you going to find a weekly show that covers a wrestling promotion powered entirely by enthusiasm, bad checks, and cocaine? And if that ain't enough nostalgia for you, we've officially launched the Retro Wrestling Review WCW podcast, where Bob Anderson and Gene Jackson break down 80s and 90s WCW, one glorious stinger splash at a time. It's crazy fun, it's ultra nerdy, and sometimes it's even educational. Get ready for 10 minutes of mayhem. For folks with a short attention span, or just short commutes, we've got the lightning fast Memphis in Minutes podcast. 10 minutes, one classic episode of Memphis wrestling or feature on a Memphis legend, all killer, no filler. And if you love wrestling movies, the good, the bad, and the how the hell did this get made, you need Movies in Minutes, where Gene breaks down films like Grunt, Body Slam, I Like to Hurt People, and every other cinematic turd that ever featured a dropkick. And if you haven't hit subscribe yet, here's where I talk you into the building. The Retro Wrestling Archive YouTube channel has thousands of hours of territory wrestling, classic matches, rare footage, podcasts, reviews, deep dives, and more. It's the wrestling tape collection you always wanted but didn't have room for in your house. Now let me talk turkey. If you want to support the show and get way more content for very little money, jump over to patreon.com Retro Wrestling Archive. For just $5, you get everything a full week early, plus Patreon exclusive content you can't get anywhere else. Such as Hot Mics, the wild uncensored USWA podcast post-show, plus ride-along ringside with hilarious watch-alongs and commentary. The Patreon exclusive Retro Wrestling Review CWA podcast with me and Brian Trammell, and tons more bonus chaos, stories, behind-the-scenes nonsense, and surprises. For just $5. That's less than a gas station chicken sandwich, and it won't even make you sick. And while we're at it, head over to substack.com/Retro Wrestling Archive. That's where you'll find all our retro wrestling articles, historical deep dives, and written goodness, plus the audio versions of every Retro Wrestling Archive podcast. It's your one-stop shop for wrestling nostalgia in both text and sound. What are you waiting for? Subscribe now, do it, lady.